ICP, full crypto name Internet Computer, is the next coin I'll be reviewing today. I'll always be honest with my thoughts on a crypto. I will never just pump every coin I do a video on, even though that'll probably get me more subscribers. I'm the Crypto Diet. I'm currently doing my master's in economics at Monash University, and I'm currently working full time as well. Like I said earlier, I'm always going to be honest when I give opinions on coins and what I see on a chart, but we'll also review the fundamentals. And ICP might be one of those stories where it has awesome fundamentals, but unfortunately it just hasn't really shown up on a chart much at all. But there might be some signs of life and things can change. A coin can be bad for a long time and then get good. Sometimes it can stay bad for a long time, forever pretty much. It can always change is what I'm trying to say. So we'll review this chart at the second half of the video, but we'll jump into the fundamentals first just to get a quick idea on what ICP is. Timestamps below if you are not interested in the fundamentals and just want to get straight to the technical analysis. So what is ICP? Well, it actually has a pretty cool concept in that the internet is centralized. No matter how we want to go about it, no matter what cryptos do, or no matter what decentralization we want in anything really, we all use the internet. And in fact, I always make the joke, internet is as valuable as electricity. So we all want internet, we all need internet, but it's centralized. Most of it's controlled by Amazon actually with their servers. And what ICP is trying to actually do is they're trying to decentralize the internet, which is pretty cool, but very ambitious indeed. Now, look, I'm not a developer, I'm not a designer, I don't understand the complete ins and outs of a project and all these sort of complicated networks and computing power and software and all that goes into it. But I can imagine trying to decentralize the internet would be a massive undertaking. And if you want to get deeper into it, I'll leave it up to you, but that's basically the core concept of ICP. It's also going to use its coins or its tokens to be able to use for governance, staking, and for anyone who wants to develop an app on the Internet Computer Network, they'll have to use the native token ICP. Now, one of the problems with the ICP is that they have a 20-year roadmap, guys. 20 years. That is ridiculous. That is insane. So unless you want to be holding your coin for 20 years when a coin is already pretty high up in the market cap, you might be able to find better opportunities elsewhere. And this is part of the problem with ICP for my analysis in terms of its fundamentals, which is that 20 years is a long time for a roadmap. And again, unless you're going to be holding this coin for 20 years, you might be able to find better opportunities out there. We don't know where it's going to happen in crypto in even 10 years, let alone 20. And I can imagine some people are 30 years old, 35 years old. Do you really want to be waiting until you're almost 60 before ICP completely realizes its stream? And this is if everything goes smoothly. And we currently have a current circulating supply of just over 191 million of ICP with 476 million. Considering how new ICP is and for it to be in the top 30 already is pretty incredible stuff. And we'll get to the charts and explain this massive down curve, this massive downtrend in a short time. But let's just have a look and compare ICP to other coins, mainly Ethereum. So this is the website I use, CoinCodex, and I compare them all to their Ethereum value. It's really important when you buy cryptocurrencies or cryptos to actually have a look and compare them to another coin. A lot of people do this mistake where they will buy a crypto, they'll think it's good, but in reality, if you bought another crypto, you might have made more returns. And it's important that you look, because if a coin can beat another coin in the long term, the chances are it will continue well into the 3 or 6 or 9 or 10 months or however long you're comparing it to. Go with the trend. The trend is your friend. If a coin has an uptrend over another coin, it's probably going to continue that uptrend. Not to say it always will be, it can change, but these are good ways to go off of it. And it's just a good habit to go off of. Now, I compare all of these coins to Ethereum. Ethereum has been getting hit pretty hard at the moment. So a lot of these coins are actually outperforming Ethereum at the moment. But generally speaking, when you start to go into timeframes, good timeframes, you'll see that Ethereum actually outperforms most cryptos, and that's why I use it. And if a coin can beat Ethereum consistently, it's a good coin that I will investigate further with my charts. So let's have a look at ICP. So here it is, ICP rank 27, and compared to the 1 year mark, it is underperformed Ethereum by almost 96%, meaning if you just held Ethereum for 1 year, you would have outperformed ICP. Let's have a look at the next metric, which is the year to date. Now, it's currently, we're only about not even 2 weeks into January. So don't worry about the year to date too much. As we get more and more into the year, this will have more significance, but just ignore the year to date for at least until probably March or April, May, before we start to look at the year to date. But that is something I used to look at and see how it goes. It's underperformed Ethereum compared to 6 months by 40%, underperformed to Ethereum in the last 3 months by 14%. In the last month, it's actually outperformed Ethereum by 63%. And in the last 7 days, same thing. And in the last 24 hours, it's actually doing pretty good. So again, you want to know where we are in the market, but it's beating Ethereum in the very short term. So what this should tell you is that ICP could be a very short-term crypto, or you might want to just hold Ethereum instead, because as we can see with the higher time frames, it loses out to Ethereum. And I'll show you some charts and illustrate that further. So here we are at the charts for ICP. Now I will just point out that ICP has been on a absolute massive downtrend for the longest time. I really have to zoom this in, but that's basically how much of a downtrend it was at. I mean, it's hard to believe ICP was trading at, I mean, my goodness, it was trading at over $2,800 and just came crashing down. So a long way to go before it even gets close to getting there. But let's have a look at the trend that I was drawing, and let's just zoom in and have a look here. So here we are at the time of recording, which is on the 10th of January. And ICP had actually a pretty good run up before breaking down again. Now, this is the Michael Pizzino Fib GAN tool here, the 50% mark. This is a very good way that I use to analyze my cryptocurrencies. And basically what you're looking for is you want it to be in the white area the majority of the time. The white area means that it's strong, red area means that it's weak. I'll link Michael Pizzino's fantastic YouTube channel below, but love the guy. And basically what we're finding here is we're finding that ICP did not spend much time in the white area before coming crashing down and crashing down further. And what's happening at the moment is you're actually getting some good volume coming in and going up to almost 70 on the RSI. So one of the things to look for when you're looking at a chart, or what I look for in a chart, is number one, I want to see it staying in the white area the majority of the time. And it did for a little bit, you know, going from about August till about September. So call it even a month, and then came breaking down. We had multiple attempts at breaking the 50%, which didn't end up happening. And we got rejected multiple times, which isn't the best look. So you can see kept going. And guys, this is when a lot of other cryptos were doing pretty well. Guys, September wasn't a sideways month, October was Bitcoin's month, and November was the alts month as of recording right now. And the fact that ICP never got going while all these other cryptos weren't going, this is why I say compare your coins to other coins, because as you can see here, ICP just went sideways for basically since the 20th of September all the way to the 10th of November before breaking down further and without any rally until very recently. So I've drawn my trend line up on the top here, and I've drawn my resistance trend line here, and I've also drawn my support trend line here, and you can see that that times up basically perfectly with ICP actually breaking through resistance and on big volume right there, which is what you want to see. You want to see very good volume with your cryptos when they start going up. It's a positive sign. The thing is that we're still a fair bit away before we start getting to the 50% mark. We're about 50% away from it, which is quite high. And we are pushing 65 on the RSI. And generally, when we go to 70 on the RSI, it is an indication that we might be coming down a little bit. So you can see ICP got there in August before coming down, got to 65 on the RSI and went down, and look at that. We're just having a massive rally up. So at any time, this can come crumbling down. But it's not to say that more volume can't come through and push through, but at the same time, we are at an uncertain time with the market. Now, if we hit 70 in the RSI, that basically takes us to $39, with the way the market is at the moment. Now, if we hit 80 on the RSI, that basically takes us to $51.55, which is about a 42% increase from where it is now. And if we get 90 on the RSI, if we hit 90 on the RSI, that takes us to $87, call it, which is about a 137% increase from where it is at the moment. So you can see your risk to reward ratio is not that good. It has to break through the 50% mark, which we've tested multiple times and failed. You can see we've got rejected a few times before crumbling down. It has to go through there, test it, and actually push through on high volume, good amount, while the market is sideways. So I don't really like this at the moment. And if we compare ICP to its Bitcoin value on the daily, well, I mean, I hope this is pretty easy for you, but that is a pretty clear downtrend. Now, like I said, a few days up, which is good, which is what you want to see. We might test through and break through, but we have to see how things play out. Nothing wrong with waiting and getting that confirmation before you go in. Again, guys, ICP has not been a good investment lately, but things can change. Big volume can come in out of nowhere. Smart money can come in. They know things before we do. So it's really good to keep an eye on the chart and just seeing how it acts. But at the moment, ICP does look like something I'll keep my eye on for the next few days, just to see what happens at the 50% mark and seeing how we react. I'm looking for a clean cut, a test, and we're off to the races a little bit, because this coin fundamentally seems pretty good, and we're about 58% from the the current cycle high of the 10th of August. But I mean, any coin of this is just, in my opinion, it's a short-term hold. you should be getting your profits from ICP and running away, because this is just a downtrend. And most coins that have this long drawn out downtrend with a few spikes in and out, normally they'll consider that pattern, again, most of the time. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, always honest, not biased. ICP, see how things play out for the next few days. But again, compared to most other cryptos, it's actually bleeded out. So be careful with holding this one long-term, in my opinion. Not financial advice. I hope this video helped, and I will see you on the next video, and I'll recommend one of my other videos on my playlist, and I hope you enjoy that one.